people or make a difference. You know, we don't want to talk about the color of the walls or, you know, how soft the chairs are, you know, upgrading our chairs. We want to make a big difference in a big way, and we want return on investment. You know, and that's the way these major donors, maybe not major, maybe we're just talking about $10,000, you know, in a mutual fund gift, but and sometimes that's how it gets started. It gets started with just a chunk, you know, a smaller chunk, and then that leads to, but I can also tell you with these major donors, you over communicate with them, over communicate, talk to them all the time, you know, build that relationship with them, but tell them, you know, okay, you gave this money, and explain to them where you're at with this project. Okay, explain to them where are we at, and always give them updates and reports, because that's, as an entrepreneur, that's what you want. And you don't want, you know, 2-hour symposium on what's going on. Just give me quick 10-minute updates on, you know, how's it going, where are we at, where's this project or ministry headed now, you know, how are you taking this money and growing it 10 times. You know, that's what that entrepreneurs, that's what these high-level donors, that's what they want to see. So God loves a cheerful giver. I'll end on that. I have a copy of this book. If anybody would want to come up and take a picture of this as well. This is It's More Than Money by my friend Dale Berkey, Dr. Dale Berkey. It's a very quick read. I don't know if you read it or not, but you can read it maybe in 2 hours and write down and think of some concepts on how to approach that 20% of your congregation, or even the maybe handful of people in each one of your congregations that could make a huge difference. How to think and how to talk to them. It's a good little book.
Author?
Dr. Dale Berkey, yeah.
It's a very good read, and it's really quick. And idea rich, I thought.
Yeah. So I'm always available too. I love to help, and I get a kick out of this. I get jazzed up. I mean, it's really neat to be just part of it when you see some of these gifts, and just to, you know, how God will include you to help facilitate it, because the smiles don't get any bigger, you know, when those gifts come through, and the tears and the hugs. I mean, they're pretty awesome, just to be part of that. So, and sometimes I can tell you, just through my experience, when you're in the church, it sometimes can be hard, you know, as an advisor, as a financial advisor, talking to your own congregation personally. It can sometimes be difficult. So if you have a situation where you have maybe a confidential kind of situation, where a family doesn't really want a lot of things to be known, I'm more than happy to jump on a phone call. You know, if it's really important enough, to fly up here and help facilitate, you know, a major gift. I would love to help with that. So it's a lot easier to be direct when you're not part of a congregation, and you know, I can be very direct, and you know, and do my best to speak the truth without any ties. You know, so if you need help, I'm more than happy there.
Just personal experience, both sides of the equation of giving. Probably 2 or 3 times in my ministry, I was sitting in my office one day and knock up with one of the guys who died in our church. I mean, he wasn't anybody, per se. I'm stereotyping here, but yeah. His son came in as they were going through, I want to say a state, it really wasn't a state, and handed me a check for $30,000 because they included the church.
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea. I would have never guessed that guy on that side. On my dad's church, there was a guy, he was the usher. They didn't have any kids, just a husband and wife. His wife had died. They didn't have the key was, they didn't have a will. And when he died, they liquidated everything, and there was $60,000. And because he didn't have a will, that all went to the state. And had they just, with the stroke of a pen, just included the church at the very end. My dad's church of less than 100 could have gotten $60,000.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I lament more times than not that it's just sometimes people don't know,
Yeah.
hey, that I can give this kind of stuff. I've inherited cars as a church.
Yeah.
You know, they get a tax write-off, get them to praise or whatever. I've donated it to staff and various, they weren't great cars, but
Yeah.
they were kind of things. So you never, the principle that I was taught was this: you never know what's in a person's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
They may not give to this, but if you're raising money for a new piano or for a bus
Yeah.
or for cables
Yeah.
or whatever, you never know what strikes
Yeah.
a fancy in someone's giving that says, hey, yeah, I'll donate to that.
Is
Just
it a
ask.
pastor's responsibility to fundraise? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, it is. That's
How would you
integral.
answer that? Is it a pastor's, is it in our
Yeah.
wheelhouse?
I would say at least
Should it
make
be?
the needs known. for sure.
Facilitate fundraising.
Sure. I mean, every time we take an offering, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're actually raising funds. And one of the things we struggle with is
Yeah.
we think, you know, certainly there are pockets of giving in all of our churches. I mean, you know, every place I've ever been, from the smallest church, I had a guy that owned a business, and every month from his business, he
Yeah.
would give income to the church.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, in the smallest context. I had a country music star in Dixon, Tennessee that was part of the Opry. He was on their list all the time. He performed there every week.
Yeah.
And his son came to our youth group, and we loved on him. And so he made some huge financial gifts to us to
Yeah.
avoid taxing, right?
Yeah.
To avoid being taxed. In Circleville, we certainly were beneficiaries of not only stocks, but transfer on debts and other things, right?
Yep.
That we received,
Yeah.
right? The thing is that it's almost not good stewardship for us to just think, well, they should take care of it on their own. We need to help them understand
Yes.
how the church can benefit. And it's even more than that. You know, all these not-for-profits are seeking community dollars. Okay? If you did a search on the halo effect, you would discover that
Yeah.
the average net value to a church in its community is 4 times what it takes in annual
Yeah.
from free services and things that a
Yeah.
church offers. So if I were a pastor in a small community, I'd want to speak to the Rotary. I'd want to tell them the things
Yeah.
that we're doing in our congregation that are making a difference, and then provide ways for them also to give. Most of us have older people in our congregations that actually they have to take required minimum distribution.
Have to. Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
And the majority of them have never even thought about that's a way that I could avoid being taxed and
Yeah.
benefit the church at the same time, even if it's only $1,200 a year. They've never even thought about it.
Yep.
Yeah. And so this is good. This is good stuff for us to think about. And the other side of this presentation, TD wonderfully gave to our primetime group. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Circleville. And we'll try to, we'll put in an email out to everybody so you can have access to it online. So in some ways, you don't even have to go to your people and say, hey, please, let me talk to you about something.
Yeah.
You can even
Yeah.
say, hey, I went to this presentation.
Yeah.
I need for you to watch this and just tell me what you think and
Yeah.
things. Get your lay people involved in helping champion the cause too.
Yeah. Yep. If you're uncomfortable with that conversation, just say, there's a guy that we should talk to. You ought to talk to this individual. Maybe you just completely pass it off. And it won't take long
But
to help them out.
If you, as a tagline in there, have you thought about your required minimum distribution? Giving that to the church. I mean, just a statement, just some of those giving ways when you give giving letters
Yeah.
actually help you at the beginning or end of the year when you do those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we could all use more capital.
Yes, we could. Yeah. Yeah.
Any questions for TD?
I have these 2 books up here, and I have my business cards up here. I'll be around for another 5 minutes.
Aren't we
Okay.
thankful for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.